the power of this technology goes so far beyond what like the typical like table conversation about VR gives it credit for. You know, like we talk about it as like a useful tool or an immersive, fun experience, but what we're talking about is like truly transformational.
It should be perfectly possible to trick your brain into any experience if your brain can already do that itself naturally. So VR is almost like taking that ability for our brain to generate any experience for us and like putting it in our hands, which is wild.
Man, that's something in the history books. People are going to look back and be like, yeah, 2022, 2023. That's when education, after hundreds of years, finally upgraded.
We're in a strange time where our physical worlds are intersecting with our digital identities, and right now is a time to kind of determine what you want that to be.
Once you have full body tracking that works well and it's frictionless, right? Meaning it's easy to do.
Yes.
It's a whole new. It's not a game changer. It's a whole new game.
So maybe there will be some other people who would be curious to see what I'm learning, what I'm discovering, so to say. And that's how the Discover YouTube channel started.
Oh, not really disco VR, Discover.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel bad when people ask me about VR, or they're like, what do you do? Like, all right, you asked, here it comes.
I love VR, but I love going out and breathing fresh air. And not only was I stuck in VR for 10 days, I was stuck in one room because I was streaming, you know, the same space. I didn't see the sunlight. I totally lost track of what time everything was.
She dances with the robot. She does the first steps. She dances with that robot. She takes that thing off her fist. I have the video. I'm holding it hostage. She takes it off her head and she says, I gotta have it.
There are a few moments in my life I can remember very vividly. The day I got married, the day my kids were born, the day Facebook announced that they bought Oculus is one of those days. I was making chili.
I've been in a lot of gaming communities, and the VR community is by far the best community that I've ever been involved with.
That's pretty fucking funny, man.
Yeah. Oh, I can barely see it.
Me. Me. Oh, they can hear us now. I think. It says there we go.
Now, there we go.
Now it works.
So sorry about that.
Are you sure it works?
Yeah, look, it's bouncing now. It wasn't bouncing before.
Holy crap. What do we do? Do you want to like close the doors and reopen them or something? Like,
nah, let's just keep going.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Between Realities VR podcast, the award-winning Between Realities VR podcast, if you can believe that. Yeah, technical issues aside, we managed to bring home an Augie. We went to AWE last week, and they had the first ever VR content creator of the year category, and we were honored by the industry.
We were, and it's all because you guys went and took time out of your day and voted for us, and we appreciate you so much. Thank you, because we don't do this for recognition, but sometimes it's really nice when people are like, hey, you're doing a good job. For real. So, yeah, thank you guys.
It's cool, and I don't know, it's funny because when I saw people winning Augies previous years, it's I'm like, wow, that is so rad. Oh my God, that would be so cool to be able to get one of those. And then actually, getting in there, becoming a finalist, and winning one, for some reason my brain just wants to diminish it immediately. I'm like, okay, but how cool is it, And it's no, it is cool, and we're gonna celebrate it, and we are proud of it.
It is, and we looked down as we were accepting the award, and sitting right front and center was PotamWorks. So it was a little nerve-wracking, but amazing to be up there. So it was great.
It
was super
really
great.
was. And, shout out to Joy Rain and Jay Dunn.
Dude.
Get them to the Metaverse, Getting Things Done YouTube channel. They were also finalists for this award, and we were like, it could have been them as easily as it was us.
Absolutely.
They are so awesome. And when we found out that we were going to be finalists for this award, I reached out to them yo, we got to sit together. Come on, let's sit together in the audience. And we did. We sat there right there with Jay Dunn and Joy Rain, and side by side as they were announcing our category. And it was an honor to be there with them, and we share this award with them. We really do.
Oh, absolutely. Those guys have been crushing it. And Joy Rain was up there on the main stage announcing people on the stage. She announced PotamWorks onto the stage. They just did such an amazing job. Absolutely phenomenal. It's just great to be part of this all with them.
It really is. And Skiva actually put together a quick little video of what happened at the Augies with a few different camera angles and stuff, and it's really cool. So maybe we'll show it real quick before we introduce today's guest.
Heck yeah. Let's bring this up for you guys.
Cool. All right. This is just a peek into what it was like for us to get this award, and we're going to share it with you.
Best content creator are
the 2024 Augie Awards finalists in the category Best Content Creators are Getting Things Done with Jay Dunn and Joy Rain, Between Realities, Lens List, X Reality Pro, Lucas Risotto Builds the Future.
And the winner is Between Realities.
Between Realities.
Power of this technology goes so far beyond what the typical table conversation about VR gives it credit for. We talk about it as a useful tool or an immersive, fun experience, but what we're talking about is truly transformation.
Hi everybody, I'm Alex. This is Skiva. We're Between Realities. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, AWE. This is our hands-down favorite conference every year. In fact, we talk about it on our podcast all the time. We are constantly saying how much we love AWE and how you need to come to it. So we love the VR community. That's what we do. If you've never seen our show, we have a guest on every year. So many people in this room have been guests on our show, and if you want to be on our show, please come hit me up after this. You're all invited. We love the community, and that means we love you. We legitimately love this whole space. We love all the people who are contributing to this. We don't make it. You guys make it, we just love it so much. We were compelled to scream it from the rooftops, and to somehow become involved in this is an absolute honor. So thank you very much. Skiva, do you have a word?
Yeah, I just want to thank all of you guys for making what drives us and for making what we love so much. I just love you guys. And thank you to my partners at Impact Reality. And thank you, Alex.
Thank you, everybody.
Come. Do a photo. Come forward.
Man, I'm not going to be forgetting this. I'm not
So
going to be
sick.
forgetting this anytime soon.
So sick.
That was a really cool moment. And I'm glad we got to. Thank you for putting that together. It's like a perfect little way to.
Yeah, it was cool because some people sent us their, their footage. Like I was taking video. We have AWE's official video, and then Tribe Grey Wolf was sitting next to us with his Ray-Bans taking video as well. So it was great. Got a couple shots in there, which is kind of cool. What a surreal moment, man! It was just so awesome. I love AWE so much. It was just icing on the cake.
Well, and back in the saddle.
Yep.
Here we go. But, we got the thing. Time to move on, get the next thing. We're celebrating it now, though, and it feels good. Shout out to everybody here joining us in the live chat. ClassyGrandma first in chat today. Hyped for today's guest. I absolutely love that. Ryan B starting the weekend. That's right, dude. A little red / Ace, a homie, which I haven't seen you in way too long.
I know. Where you been, dude?
where have you been? Assassin 32. Yes, of course, bro. Good to see you as well. Qcreator at last the weekend. You back in the States yet, bro, or what? Are you still over there eating friggin'
bangers and mash?
Yeah, black pudding.
Black pudding.
It's so gross, bro. As a vegan, I don't even want to talk to you about.
I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know.
Dude, I love food. I love weird food. I will eat weird food. Black pudding is gross.
Doesn't sound good.
It's not good. Rezel VR is here. What's up, man? Rezel, just always showing love and support. I love that.
Rezel?
Amelia Faust, who was hitting me up earlier, she's like, yo, where's the episode at, guys? And I was like, I don't know. Let me talk to Skiva.
Yeah, man, I didn't put it up till a little late. Sorry about that.
Getting things done is here. Jay Dunn, we love you dearly, bro.
Hey, what's up, brother?
It was so good to see you. Enjoy Rain and hang out with you guys, man.
It really was.
It really means a lot.
Yep.
And your support is everything. We should just have you guys back on. Come back on as guests.
Yep.
Let's do that.
100%.
Riamu VR is here. What's up, brah? Paradise Decay. He's got a premiere. But that's okay. We'll see you afterwards. Brandon VR on time. I love that. 5 p.m. Eastern. Hell yes. Silver Nexus, of course. Always showing up. Chrome Colossus, well, hello Chrome Colossus, thanks for being here, being a part of this. VR Central, dude, with the super chat, $10 every time I talk to Skiva or Alex. I'm gonna preface it with the award-winning Skiva, the award-winning Alex.
Thanks, dude. Thanks for
thank you for that. And for the record, congratulations to Wise Director, whose channel literally blew up overnight. It's amazing. We went from 60,000 subscribers to 130 or 140,000 subscribers in a matter of days.
That's so insane. That is amazing. He's going to get that well-deserved Google Play button.
Yeah, he's got a play button on the way. He got the shipping and notification for it.
Amazing.
So thank you for the super chat, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And thank you for the super chat from ClassyGrandma as well.
Hey.
She says
thanks so much.
That she loves us, and we love her.
Aww,
she's
right best.
On. This is all great. You guys are good. Beat Saberita, hello, dear.
Hello.
Thank you for joining the live episode of Between Realities. Lamfords is here. It all begins. Yeah, baby. That's right. Looper the Underground Game Cat said we were muted, and that's nice. Thank you for letting us know. Kensei Gaming with the $10 super chat. It's Friday, the weekend, and you guys are back. Woo! That's right, baby. We are back, and it feels good. We took a week off.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for that super chat. Appreciate it. We did take a week off.
Yeah, too busy.
I mean, define week off, right? The show wasn't on, but
yeah, true that. Mind Jive in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you there. Sean P Tattoos. Yo, what? That's not a real desk? It is a real desk. All right.
Define real.
That's why this is a philosophical podcast. Just like that. Bam. Now we're trying to define reality. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Woo! Jay Brat's here, and he is an amazing person, and we love him dearly. Thank you for being here, Jay Brat.
Anti-cleric sliding in.
Oh, nice. What's up, Blair? Awesome seeing you and Ashley Huffman at AWE this year.
Heck yeah, he got the COVID. Hope you're feeling better, dude.
Mm-hmm. I was not feeling good when I made it back home. But I'm good. My wife didn't catch anything.
Good.
Everybody's good.
Good. I'm glad you're feeling good.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Duggars K here as well. VR Central joining the BR crew.
Hey, heck yeah, dude.
That's right.
Thanks, man.
Now that you're here, you can never leave. Every month, constant contribution.
The VR Central,
I know,
is a member of our channel.
It's pretty beautiful. Wow. MickeyBerr is here as well. Hey, everybody. MickeyBerr is here, so you know what that means. There's a 90% chance that if you're fast, you might end up with something cool. So
heck yeah.
Keep an eyeball on
Mickey?
The chat. Maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. Hussein X. Also here as well, Dylan Lawrence. Hey, watching a podcast while at work? That's what it's all about.
Nice.
Watch a podcast at work. Kenzie Gaming again.
What's up,
We love you dearly.
Heck
and
yeah.
We did our double date, by the way. Me and
saw some pictures.
Our Brittany's.
Heck yeah, amazing.
It was fun.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was cool. We went to an arcade bar, had a couple of drinks, threw some darts. You know, that was really good.
Sweet.
Yep. And everybody else who is here, thanks for being here. I think it's about time that we get into the meat and potatoes.
The meat and potatoes.
Yes. Joining us today, we have some VR developers. And some pretty awesome VR developers. These guys are responsible for not only making VR games that we know and love, like Galaxy Card or Skyclimb, but they're also responsible for helping bring us games like Drunkn Bar Fight, and they do a lot of porting of like Quest and PC games to, or frankly, all around the platforms.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing a lot of stuff go to PSVR too, which of course anybody who has PSVR
and Quest,
too,
obviously,
and Quest of course as well. Yeah. So anyway. Let's not make them wait any longer. Please welcome to Between Realities, Pedro and Rafael from VRMonkey. What's up, dudes?
Hello, guys.
Hey.
How you guys doing?
Oh, nice to be here.
So good to have you guys.
Talking from Gamescom Latam, guys.
You are
live from Gamescom. Wow.
You're at Gamescom, like at it, like you are on a show floor at it.
At the show floor, we found a studio inside the show floor, but we are at Gamescom.
Show us. Let me see something. There you are.
Doing meetings.
Look at this.
The meeting area. So.
I love it. Well, guys, thank you so much for cutting some time out of your day to be on a podcast. Like, it would take some serious convincing to get me to walk away from a show floor to come in.
I know, for real. Especially I believe this is the very first Gamescom in Latin America, correct?
That's correct, Skiva.
Nice.
We had this event before. It was called Best International Games. But now the brand is Gamescom, and much more people are in Brazil. Like, you can find around here like Skydance, Skybound, guys from Arvory. Like, many people came here this year.
Even Meta
is here.
Meta's there.
Also,
wow. And
yes.
they don't even bother going to CES and barely show their faces at AWE. I guess long enough.
Well, they had a booth.
Yeah, you're right. They had
a booth. So tell me, I'm curious because I've been to Gamescom in Germany and I'm going back there next month actually, and it is the biggest, most insane 500,000 person expo that I've ever seen in my life. Nothing else even compares. What's the size like over there? Is it as big, or what's the deal?
I think it's like 30% smaller than GDC, but it's a very big conference. Like,
there is more than 100,000 people there.
More 100,000 people for the 4 days. Like, it has 2 days for business, like yesterday and today, and the next 2 days are for players.
Oh, nice.
And finally, like, there's 7 booths just for VR. It's so important to have VR content in this.
Well, and we have you guys to thank for being 1/7 of that, I guess, right? So thanks for showing up.
2 7s.
2 7s, all right.
I love it. Well, thank you guys for representing VR down there. What city are you in?
We're in São Paulo. São Paulo, Brazil.
See, and that's where Arvory's from. We should be at that right now.
I know.
Why aren't we hanging out with you guys right now? We should be there.
AWE just came up. The next game comes next month. There's so much.
So what are you guys? What are you promoting at the event?
We have Skyclimb is a nominee to Best VR Game at the festival.
Okay, let's go.
Some of the good vibes you had from. If you could lend your good vibes to us today, it would be very important.
You should reach out and rub the shiny head of the Augie, and maybe you'll get some of the. Yeah. There you go. That's good.
Good vibes coming your way. You guys got this. Skyclimb is such a cool game.
Give us the elevator pitch. If somebody's never heard of Skyclimb, what's Skyclimb all about?
Skyclimb, it's an adventure platformer imagined for VR. So it's a game that can only exist in VR because you use your arms to control like your jumps. You fling from cube to cube and use your arms like to fly, to flap, you have a lot of natural movement in the game. We try to imagine like what could be a Mario game, but if it used mechanics from VR, not pushing buttons or the analog stick, just using natural movement from the players. And it has also a multiplayer mode in which you have 24 bots, 6 players. It feels like Fall Guys vibes.
Nice.
You have that chaos and a level editor. You can bring your own ideas to the game. Everybody was, while we were developing the game, everybody had some crazy idea about why don't you make this kind of jump? Why don't you put more enemies in the show? Said, man, maybe we could allow players to create their own ideas and bring it to the game. So this is pretty much the Sky Climb.
I love it.
We launched it on April for MetaQuest, and now we are going to bring on July to PlayStation VR 2.
Nice.
That's awesome. PlayStation VR 2 needs some loving, so happy to get some more titles over there.
And you said it's kind of like Mario, and like when I look at it, like the aesthetically, I'm gonna agree with that for sure. You know, like obviously Mario is like, you know, like to your saying, like you have to use your arms in a game like Sky. VR is an embodied experience, you know. So to do platforming, you need to kind of think about it a little bit outside the box, you know. But at the same time, I guess you want to capture the feeling that someone might have if they're playing Mario and kind of translate that to VR. What do you think, Pedro?
Yes.
We can't hear you yet. Nope, not yet.
No, Pedro.
Keep trying. Testing 1. Testing 2.
Well, Pedro seems to be gone.
Well, yeah, there we go. Get him in here, baby.
All right, love it.
Tell me something.
Teamwork.
Yeah, now I think we can do it.
All right, awesome.
All right, so anyway,
and you can hear from here.
There you go, baby.
Yeah, sorry guys, we don't have a very reliable structure in advance.
We're gonna forgive you for that, you know, joining us from the middle of a show floor at a conference. And frankly, I'm amazed this is working out as well as it is. But anyway,
you guys have no idea. We have been looking for a room to do it, so we have been knocking doors like, hey guys, do you have a studio or a room that we can stay, and trying Wi-Fi's, and like right now we are routing the 4G from one of the cell phones, Rafael's cell phone, to try to keep a better connection, because connections in events are no good. Also doing some kind of noise suppression, because at the beginning we were trying to talk to each other. Me and Rafa, we were trying, holy crap, this is terrible. Too noisy.
Well, it's working okay for now. The video's coming through clearly. I can hear you loud and clear. So I want to know, how is this like Mario?
Well, I think there is many layers of, I would say, inspiration on Sky Climb from Mario. To start, like, we separate the game in several worlds. So we have a theme for each one of the worlds, and we have the levels, kind of teaching new mechanics, so the user, the player, can get more and more acquaintance to what they should do until they finally reach a boss. So you have boss fights that they have like that mechanic that you need to understand. Okay, this boss is just an alligator. He's swimming from one side to another from a big pool, and then you need to shoot a specific weak point at this right time. We love that Sky Climb brought us close to, okay, how we can scale this, how many mechanics we can put in the game, where should we go from here, and like the power-ups for the player. So the first power-up that Rafael came with the idea was a dolphin. Like, okay, I can grab a dolphin, and then I can fly holding the dolphin, and then I can shoot the dolphin, and the dolphin just shoots something like bubbles from his mouth. And the weapon, like there is a water gun that you shoot suns, because the second world there are suns coming to you like mini suns. And man, these guys are precarious. Like, I hate them. I hate these mini suns, because you can't escape. Like, they are coming and you throw yourself, then keep following you. So you need to, you know, I will not spoil people, but
yeah,
like,
like the sun comes from the Mario Bros 3, like the angry sun. It comes direct from Mario, the sun enemy.
Good. I love Super Mario Bros 3. Like, I love that game. That is, like, I can't tell you how much I love that game. I love it. It's one of my favorite games ever.
Mario? Like, Mario Bros. 3 is the Mario that inspired Skyclimb. Like, that old Mario.
Dude, and
not the really new one.
I love that. ClassyGrandma, by the way, in our chat is a big fan of you. She actually just dropped $5 just to say how big of a fan she is of VRMonkey, and that you guys do an awesome job.
Classy.
Yep.
Thanks, Grandma.
Yep. She is our grandma here, and you know, I don't know what we would do without her at this point.
Heck no.
So it's good. And shout out to Amelia Faust and anybody else who's dealing with ads, because I don't even know at this point, man. Like, I've really tried to get rid of them.
Burn down YouTube.
And one of these days we'll figure it out.
Man, so what are your roles at VRMonkey? What did you guys do in Skyclimb and some of the other games?
Now that we roll out Skyclimb, we are building a community around it. We're so glad that Grandma is there, and many people attending to this podcast are there also. So we really thank them to join us there and try to bring things that the players ask us to the game. Because while we are developing, we didn't have an open alpha, a real open alpha. So we were very like bringing the things we thought players would like. But now that the game is live, it's different. They just come and tell us, like, oh, you know, Rafael, what I want is
nice.
I would like a new multiplayer mode. I want a PvP thing. I said, how? Something that I can shoot another player. I said, okay, I think I can bring this like in a month, and then you deliver it, and then the community gives you more feedback and starts developing. So it's been a good journey. After launch, we've been doing 15 updates every 15 days. And it's been very, very rewarding so far. So
that's great to hear.
That's great.
And also, shout out to you guys for the level editor stuff. Like, I think that is awesome, especially because, you know, as a game developer, you know, just like Nintendo, you have to make levels that have that, so they strike that balance of like difficulty but approachability, and like you're trying to build a game for like every single skill level that exists. But when you have something like a level editor, somebody who is damn good can get in there and make a crazy level and be like, all right, who else can pass this, you know? And you can really like flex and like get into that flow state.
Yes, you're so right. Like, sometimes we have someone that's very skilled in the game, and he gives us feedback like, the first word's boring. Like, it's just simple mechanics and simple climb. I said, come on, it's just the first word of the game. It's more like a tutorial here just to master the mechanics. You're a really special person. Like, you're very good in the game, but most of the players, they need this space to be better.
Yep.
And in the creators mode, they can unleash all the wrath about, I'm gonna make a crazy jump just for them, and sometimes us, like, they text this, Rafael, can you make this jump? I did some level.
Yeah.
Said, come on, let's see if there are some players I can't beat anymore. Like, they're too good.
Oh, how does that feel as a developer to just be beaten at your own game? Ugh.
It feels like a mission accomplished.
Oh.
That's a good feeling. Like,
good for you.
We create for the others, and when you see someone that maybe he played more than me, and I played that so much. I was curious about, we have a leaderboard in the game for each level. And I said, okay, I'm going to spend 10 minutes and beat him in this level just to talk to him, the Discord. And after 10 minutes, I couldn't make a lower time, like a faster time. It was like, how do you do that? I texted him and said, can you send me a video about what you do? Because I can't, I'm 1 second behind you. And
as far as I know, I'm doing this perfectly.
Yeah. Is there a bug or something that you discovered?
Mm-hmm.
And no, the guy's amazing. Like, he's faster.
Well, that's really cool. And I mean, I don't know if you guys saw like what Super Mario Maker did, like, but have you seen Super Mario Maker? It is amazing what people do. Like I'm just saying, like some people get so good at Mario that a Nintendo game will never scratch the itch. So they can go into Super Mario Maker and there's these what they call Kaizo levels that are like literally impossible to pass if you're a normal human being. Like you have to be like just like completely top of the top. No one who is not truly exceptional will ever be able to pass that kind of stuff. And I would love to see that come to Skyclimb. Just these like unbelievably difficult levels that only a couple of people can get through.
Me too.
You did the last word that was crazy.
But as much as everything we do, like we did a last level is a challenge. Like if you grab 60 stars, every level gives you 1 to 3 stars, and with 60 you can finish the campaign. And then the community was asking for more content and said, okay, let's make a challenge for 120 stars. But even so, we bring things that people will complete. We don't want to create frustration.
Mm-hmm.
But the community itself, they are merciless. Like when they create something they want to be impossible, I said, man, I wish I could put this in my levels, but it's like the really Mario Maker level.
Mm-hmm.
And as a game designer, it would be a fail. I need people to complete the level I do. If no one completes, it's not a win. Like
totally.
I can't go that far. So the community can, and now they're free. It's really, it's a pleasure to see what people can create with the things you thought it would be used one way, and people use it very differently.
That's always the case, isn't it? You know, it's funny because we were just at AWE. I think we made that pretty clear. And when I was there for work with Contact CI, the haptic glove company that I've been working with. And I had our developers slap together a quick like medical use case demo so we could show off like a potential medical use case of using a haptic glove. And they made a mannequin that allows you to check the pulse. Like you can put your hand over the heart and you can feel the vibration through your hand, or you can like put it on their neck and feel the vibration on your neck. And it was really good and it worked really, really well, except I never expected that every single user who went into that would immediately go to choke out the mannequin. Like every single one of them, like everybody like grabs the mannequin by both hands and starts shaking it, and I'm like, I really did not see that coming. Like,
we're kind of a violent species, aren't we?
I guess so. That's our first instinct.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But that's something that we try to be careful also, like how far people can go, like what they can create, and some creation is also important about the levels. Like we did something very kid friendly and we want to keep it that way, so it's very concerning. Like, is there anyone choking the mannequin in our games?
Right. Is choking the mannequin a new euphemism?
I think it should be. I like that.
Hey, what were you doing last night? Choking the mannequin?
Kind of like jumping the shark.
Yeah, right. All right, so I want to hear from Pedro a little bit. I am curious, like, why VR? Right? Like, why VRMonkey? Like, what got you guys into virtual reality and made you take this bet on VR? Because anybody who's in the space knows that it's not exactly the safest play for a career, you know, but I'm curious what made you, what drove you to that decision?
Well, it's kind of crazy because I always say that I'm a little bit mature in the gaming industry, as you can perceive from my lack of hair. I was basically there when they started to do smartphone games, you know? And I see the potential of being on the edge of some technology, because I was seeing, like, it was obvious. If you look to a smartphone and say, man, this is a great machine for gaming. And then it blew, like, it was amazing. Like, we saw here in Brazil, a lot of companies in Brazil doesn't have really a gaming industry. We have been starting at less than 10 years ago, instead of 40 years ago. And I saw the potential of being on the edge of one of the technologies. And I remember checking out the first DK1. Just to answer Skiva's question, I'm the CEO and co-founder of VRMonkey. Rafael is my partner and the creator of Skyclimb. As you probably guys realize, he has been the product owner of Skyclimbing and bringing this child from the prototyping. He was the solo developer doing the prototype version of Skyclimb.
Very good. Nicely done, bro.
And here I am, like 10 years ago. I just founded the company. At the time, we were called Naked Monkey Games, so we were naked. And I sold the Q1, just the first developer kit of our Rift, and I bought one here in Brazil. Here in Brazil, to get things, sometimes we have problems, so it got held by the customs. I needed to go to the mail to get one and to pay taxes, but I got one.
I've heard that Brazil import electronics have a 100% tax rate. Is that true?
100%. 100% over the shipping.
Over the shipping?
Yes, we pay 100% with the price of the product plus shipping, and then 100%.
So that means if you guys were to buy a Quest 3, you charge the shipping for it, and then you double that cost, and that's what it costs you guys to get it. Dude, I can see Rafael's like,
and you can add also that our currency is not a very valuable one. Usually $1 can pay for 5 reais.
So when you guys come to the States, are you just going home with duffel bags? You just like have just cases full of equipment?
Don't tell anyone, but one of the GDCs I came back with 8 headsets.
Yeah. Dude, you have to. That would have only been 4 headsets in Brazil.
Yep.
Yeah,
if you're lucky. 3 headsets.
Even less than that.
Yeah.
But even so, I got my hands on the technology and I said, holy crap, this is a new edge. There is something here that is special. But at the time, I didn't have a computer that could really handle the VR power needed for the first VR ready experiences that needed, I think it was a 970 GTX or something like that. So we went out looking for investors, and we got an angel investment from 2 guys of our age who were done great in a genetic company. They do genetic stuff, and
they like VR games.
Gave us money enough to buy computers, basically.
Wow.
And then Naked Monkey was no more. Now we are wearing a headset, so we are not naked anymore.
There it is.
And we got in love with VR, and we decided from that point on forward that we would do anything but just VR AR. And at some point we stopped doing games. It was sad. We were doing events. I remember once, it was on a Friday, I called the company because I was not in place, and I said to them, guys, that's it for the day. I will need to take all the computers out for us because we rented for an event. So no development for today.
Wow.
That was the way that we found out to, pay the bills.
Man.
And we kept pushing and pushing. We found a grant with Samsung to do our first game. That was The Rabbit Hole. And
down
we
the
were
rabbit
successful
hole?
with it. The Rabbit Hole.
The rabbit hole. Not down the rabbit hole.
Just
Rabbit
the
hole.
rabbit
I was
hole.
like, wait a second.
Not that one, the other one.
Got it. Oh, the good
was not that popular as Down the Rabbit Hole, but curiously was really similar in the way of visual identity because, Alice, right? We found a little bit of success with the Rabbit Hole, and it was great. Then we started to port out this game for other platforms, and then we became the first Brazilian company to publish a game on PlayStation VR.
Boom. Boom.
We started to work more and more, and it is a hard question for you to ask me why VR. And if you try VR, there is no way that you can be out of it. You see that it's a hard market for developers. It's terrible, to be honest, because it's performance-wise, we have so many pains. We are from OG guys. We were from Gear VR developers, so Gear VR was a pain to develop too, because optimizations and I remember the cell phones getting hot and I needed to take out. So okay, let's cool down my cell phone so I can keep playing more than 15 minutes.
Man, now those were tough days. That would happen all the time to me. I'd be using that thing, and every 10 minutes, I'm like pulling it out of the headset and I'm blowing on it and sticking it in my freezer, and then pulling it back in and sticking it in and playing more VR. I'm so glad those days are over, man.
Yeah, me too. So we kept doing VR, and finally, at some point, we achieved the quest. Like the Santa Cruz, as we were expecting for. I think it took 2 years since they first saw they first show Santa Cruz to the actual quest product, and I think everybody was just, please release that shit. We need that one. That's the guy. And it was very lucky because Rafael at the time was not working in VRMonkey, but he was crazy about tech. He told me we are friends since 15 years ago because we went to do college in Italy. So we were doing college in Italy, and we lived in the same residence, and it was a good time. And then we keep talking, and I remember him asking, hey, can I visit your office? I want to see how VR is going, if there is something new. This was just 1 week after I got my hands on a Quest. He came to the office, and I said, you need to try this one. And I put him on a Quest, and I said, okay, I'm sold. Boom. This is the future of VR.
It really, dude, the Quest changed the game. And like, I don't know. It's like, it seems like we've like almost forgotten what it's like to exist in a lot of us have forgotten what it's like to exist in a pre-Quest world. Interestingly enough, I have a connection to the Brazil VR scene because the very first conference I ever went to that was remotely VR related was VRLA, and it was to help Arvory show off Pixel Ripped 1989. And I was so stoked. Like, once I went to that event, I knew that was my new life. I was like, oh my God, this is it. I'm going to do this all the time. I'm going to go to this over and over and over and over and over again, and I'm going to help make VR a thing. But in 2018, the Quest wasn't out, and everybody was talking about the Santa Cruz. And there's a bunch of booths all over the floor, and they all have laptops, they all have base stations, they all have machines running and all of this stuff. And the Arvory team, the whole time, they're just like, dude, the Quest is going to revolutionize what we are doing right now. Like, we don't have to bring all this stuff anymore. We can just show up with some Quests, set it up anywhere, and have legitimate 6DoF VR. And that it was a struggle for years and years and years and years. And now the Quest is here, and it's almost like, I don't know, it's like, it's just normal. It's like, oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's the Quest. Yeah, whatever. You just set it up in your bathroom. It's cool. But it was a big deal when it came out.
A lot of people originally started complaining that it was kind of a step backwards graphic fidelity wise, resolution, what you could pull off in the headset. But look at how far we've come and what we can render inside a standalone device. And as people here probably saw, there was recently a leak this week about Meta's new cloud streaming platform with Lone Echo in it. So I think this is really where things will really start to shine again, when we have PC VR gaming and graphic fidelity inside of a Quest, and people don't really notice any kind of lag or anything like that, and they just are able to experience amazing VR titles like Lone Echo, right? And we will get there with some of the latency issues. This is going to be, there's challenges here, but I think Meta's been working fast and furious on this, really trying to make this work. I'm super excited to see when this does come to the mainstream. But anyway, the Quest. Right.
So
game changer.
Curious to hear about Alex about Arvory, because we didn't know. I didn't know about your past with them. We were the first developer team for them.
No way.
We have been friends. I'm friends with Ricky and Terra for like 10 years. The first times we we got our hands on an HTC Vive, I used to invite them to our office to try out, and we used to talk a lot. So we are close. Like, come on, there is not too many companies doing VR in Brazil, and we are in the same city. Of course, we would be, but it's even closer than most of people know about it.
That's amazing. That's such a good team. That is such a good team. You know, I was just hanging out with Anna at AWE, and she gave me some of the farinha, this like cassava flour that she puts all over her food. She and goes on social media, and she'll go to a restaurant and like bust out this like plastic container of farinha, and it's just like crumbling it all over her food. And I was like, what are you doing? I need to try that. So anyway, yeah, we were hanging out and I was eating that stuff and it was great.
That tastes great with eggs and bacon, to be honest.
Heard that, eggs and bacon. I'm going to get some. I mean, it's cassava, but I guess it's cassava flour, but I don't know. Farinha is what she was calling it.
Nice.
So let's hear from Rafael now, because it's interesting that you guys went from being mobile developers to then working with like the Quest headset. I'm curious, like, because you came from mobile, was it like an easy transition for you to develop on a standalone device? And like, you know, because maybe you're not used to having so much to work with, you know, like you don't have to like file all of your stuff down into it, or were there still quite a bit of challenges developing for the Quest when you got started?
I think
I need to hear from Rafael. It's been too long.
Rafael wasn't there.
Oh, he wasn't there
at the time.
Oh,
I'm not the tech guy,
and he's not he's the design guy right now.
Oh, okay. So you're not in there.
It's difficult about developing.
Okay,
I want it.
I find it difficult.
Yeah, me too. I thought I was gonna have to learn how to code when I was getting into the VR space. I'm like, okay, I want to be in VR. I guess I gotta code. And then I went to go try doing it, and I was like, I guess I'm not coding, because that is really, really hard.
Yeah, no, Rafael usually drops this on me. I have a technical background, and I still sometimes jump to the code. Like nowadays, VRMonkey has 45 people, so we do a lot of things. It's not 45? Easy to drop one new PSVR 2 title per month for you guys, so we need to have a little bit throughput for it.
Yeah, and so
even though sometimes I still go for coding.
And for a lot of people out there that don't know, VRMonkey does not just make titles like Galaxy Kart and Skyclimb. You guys have worked with some of the biggest studios in VR, right, to port some of their titles to mobile VR, as we see here on your website. So this is
Rico's Fragments. Holy crap! I
know, right? That's such a cool game.
Okay, hold on. I appreciate what you're doing there, but we're gonna get to that because first I want to know about the limitations of making a Quest game, coming from a mobile developer standpoint.
It was much easier. compared to developer for a Samsung S8 or Oculus Go. Was easier in the sense of like, okay, how much performance can we use right now for doing this? We were, in fact, amazed by how many things Quest could handle at the time. Like, we were doing also some safety training for the industry. Yeah, paying the bills, right?
Right.
So
I know that too well.
I remember at some point just saying, hey, I remember you were talking about difficulties and bringing laptops. We were carrying desktops to show VR around. At the beginning, even the notebooks didn't have graphic cards enough for you, or you could, there is this notebook that works, that one no, even though they have the same GPU. It was crazy. And we used to carry desktops around with monitors, keyboard, mouse, all the package for doing demonstrations. I remember like we're carrying a lot of luggage just to, show VR. It's amazing. And packs with HTC Vives on the towers and stuff like that. Was crazy. But at some point, I was just trying out. I said, okay, we have this safety training that's for oil and gas, and we might be able to bring it to Quest. Let me see if I can optimize a little bit to see if it runs. And it was like a day of work, and it was working okay. I was, no way. This works. This changes everything. Just changed everything. And I was crazy about it. And to be honest, as Skiva was saying, I do believe that right now, Quest 3 has a close performance than we used to have on the desktop computers when Rift 1 was launched. Like, it's crazy. We have come so far.
You agree with that?
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at some of the games that are out now that were on the Rift when the NVIDIA 970 was the preferred graphics card, I mean, we're really close. Yeah, I mean, it's such a powerful thing, and if we were able to kind of beat the thermals in it, we could push it even further, right? So it's just wild how good these chips are getting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then now,
for instance, I remember the guys porting Robo Recall for the first Quest, and the experience was 1-to-1, but the graphics were really not there.
Yeah.
But with a Quest 3, we could have Robo Recall with the particles that we used to have on Rift.
There you have it.
Oh man, I wish they would go back and give that game at least one more update for the Quest 3, because I feel like so many people never get to really experience Robo Recall, and I put so many hours in that game. That was therapy for me. That game was just absolutely incredible. If you haven't played it, guys, go out there and try Robo Recall. It's so freaking good.
Right. And if I remember correctly,
if you're Epic and you are hearing this, you can even hire someone like VRMonkey to do it. Yeah, we do it.
All right. So
we don't have any problems with doing it.
Perfect segue. So PlayStation VR 2 is not a mobile device. That is a powerful computer. So how did you guys get involved with porting Quest games to the PlayStation VR 2?
Well, that came from our experience with porting our own titles to PSVR 1. Like, for who doesn't know, the certification process of Sony is really tough. Like, someone who releases the title on Steam, they don't have the close idea of how the FQA process and how many TRCs Sony has. It is difficult. And it was a nightmare for us. Like, our first title was ready, was on Steam. Like, we ported the rabbit hole, the first title from Gear VR, it went to Steam, and then we say, okay, let's put it on PSVR 1. And we took, I think, 6 months, and the game was ready. So we did that for Rabbit Hole, then we did that for Apocalypse Rider, then we did that for Viking Days. And then one lucky day, we were like just, a GDC showing our title in a booth, and someone came to us and, hey guys, do you port VR games? I remember looking to my right now dev director, and yes, we do. we for ourselves. And that was the owner of Drunkn Bar Fight, Keith Curb. This was 5 years ago.
Wow.
We ported the game for PSVR, and he was so happy with it that we keep developing Drunkn Bar Fight for the other platforms. We start to co-dev it for him, adding features, improving the game. The game has gone far from what it was back in 2016. Mm-hmm. And you can even put the face of your friends as people in the bar if you want to, whole play with them or hit them.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty funny videos like that. I think Gamertag put a bunch of our faces, like VR content creators, into Drunkn Bar Fight and made a whole video yelling at us and stuff, and it was pretty funny.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah. It's so good.
Exactly. And then that was the start. And then after that, we did it for other titles in PSVR 1. Windlands 2, we brought Windlands 2, Gettel, and several titles. We became like better and better in doing it.
Nice.
So when someone was porting the title for PSVR 2 as a launch title, and funny story, it was the guys from My Dearest, the guys who did Dyschronia.
Yep.
They had a launch title for PSVR 2. And luckily we were at TGS, Tokyo Game Show, to show a first version of Galaxy Card. We met with them, we started to talk, we said that we had experience porting to PSVR 1, and they said, hey, could you do PSVR 2? Our title is a launching title. I said, yeah,
wow.
Let's do it.
So they had their game as a launch title before they knew how they were going to put it on there.
Basically.
No, they didn't have plans of porting it themselves. They're like, all right, well, it's going to be a launch title. We better find somebody to port this for us.
I think they started to port it, but they knew how hard it would be. And then they said, hey, you guys have experience. Can you do it in like 2 months? I said, Crunch is there for doing it in 2 months. So we did it. It was a success. We launched it together. I think it got #2 best-selling game on Japan in PSVR 2. And that was just the start. And then we did Knock for the guys on Normcore. Max is amazing. And then we did
Knock.
like the whole 4 VR. We did Legion VR. We did Twilight. And we keep pushing. And we launched Galaxy Car on no title on PSVR 2. And we keep pushing more and more titles to PSVR 2. Which one?
Vampire.
Oh, Vampire, yes.
Oh, yeah,
Vampire the Masquerade.
Masquerade. Yeah.
I love that game.
It's, I haven't played it.
I love it. I went through and I beat it, and it's it's somewhat rare that I go all the way through and completely beat a game. That was definitely one of them. I really like that game.
Yeah,
okay.
The guys from Fast Travel, they are amazing as well. Like, we have so many amazing VR developers out there. Like, this is something that I always stress out. Like, the gaming industry is good. You can find some people who is not nice, but it is good overall. Like, it's not the corporate world that I had experienced before, but the VR industry, man, that's the creme de la creme. Like, only amazing people. I have just so many good experience, and it's so good to talk to them. And we have been, all of us, I don't think anyone had it easy. No one.
Dude, the VR community we are all cut from the same cloth, bro. Like, if you are into VR, you get it. And if you get it, then so do the other people that get it. Like, we all get it. You know, there's like something that we all know that the rest of the world just for some reason has not figured out. And we can see it in each other. We're like, hey, yeah, you're that's my guy right there. Like, hey, yep, I see you. Like, you get it, you know? And like, yeah, we're just awesome. That's really it. Like, we're all awesome.
100%.
Yeah. It's been too long since I've heard from Rafael. So
awesome.
I need to hear from this guy. Rafael, I'm curious more about your perspective on PlayStation VR 2, because you work at a company that is spending a bunch of time porting games to the PlayStation VR 2, but as you know, there is a serious lack of first-party support for PSVR 2. The community of PlayStation VR 2 is pretty salty about that. Astrobot's not coming to PlayStation. So what, from your perspective, like, where is the health of the PlayStation VR 2 headset right now? Go pass that over.
Go get it.
I think that PlayStation VR 2 has already a good player base that can bring a lot of titles, including titles from PSVR 1 that are not in PSVR 2, and then can be successful in PSVR 2. We have a long list of clients, and those clients, they had success having their games in the platform. The way the platform is like not growing is different from getting smaller. And PlayStation VR 2, like the news that we have, like, is about not having first-part titles, not selling more, but not that the players are going away. So actually, it's a very vocal community. Like, if you go to the Twitter, it's not the biggest community.
Cat's arm.
Gamer's Cat's arm.
Dude,
they know everything about all the games.
Shout out to the Game Cats.
Heck yeah. Love the Game Cats.
And our perspective is like this. It has a critical mass enough to have new titles. If not first-party titles, bring the third parties. There are so many good games, indie games out there, and they're lacking in the PlayStation VR 2 library. So we are very happy that we can help in this process. Like, in the ecosystem, many studios are thinking about their next game. So we understand why they are not working to bring the PlayStation VR 1 title to the second. But we are there to help. Like, honestly.
Well, I mean, that sounds pretty good. You know, is that good enough for you, Skiva?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm every time we start talking about PSVR 2, I can't wait to get back in that headset, especially since I got that globular cluster comfort mod for the thing. I am dying to play more PSVR 2 games. Like, that's going to be my main goal, I think, this weekend, is to get into as much PSVR 2 as I possibly can. I got a chance to hop over onto PSVR 2 without parole this week and co-stream the Upload VR showcase with Brian Paul.
That's so cool.
And it was such a good time. You know, we were really looking for that PSVR 2 logo after each trailer, and some had it. There wasn't a lot, and it's such a bummer because, man, that headset is it's great. Like, some of the things you can do on that headset you can't do anywhere else. You know, the adaptive triggers, the facial haptics, you know, the eye tracking. Like, I have some of my best memories on the PSVR 2. I really want to see it grow. So the more we can all do to help that platform grow, the better. And thank you guys for supporting it. After, you know, it's not the most lucrative place to be, but I'm so happy there are talented developers that are still bringing games to it because, man, they're so needed.
So are you guys able to like tap into some of those PlayStation VR exclusive features for these ports, you know, like add adaptive triggers to games that previously didn't have it, add haptics to the headset that didn't previously have it?
We always say that we are not selling a service. Like, it's just not porting a game. It's not that we are just going to take the code and make the port alone. It's more like a partnership because so many things have to be discussed with the client because he's the owner of the game. There are so many game design decisions about how do I put the adaptive triggers, the head humble, the creation of trophies, the creation of activities for PlayStation. Those are features exclusive for PlayStation. So everything has to be imagined for the game. And that's something that we collaborate to create, to bring to the game. It's like the creators, we are doing the ports, but the creators, the original creators, they are there. They are always there helping us to bring the title in the best shape possible for the platform. So that's the way we like to think about it. Like, it's not just a code service of bring it and grinding in the computers, and the other side that goes again. No, you have to put a lot of thought about the mechanics.
We are in it for the passion, not just for the...
That's clear. I think that's pretty clear. You guys are the real deal. Like, there's no question about that. You know, for me, like, eye tracking in the PlayStation VR 2 is underutilized. Like, I think there's so much you can do with eye tracking, and you don't see it taken advantage of that often. Are there any examples of stuff that you guys have done where, like, maybe you've been able to leverage the eye tracking in a good way, or you know, are you going to tell me that you're going to do that in your next port? Because I hope there's something.
But eye tracking, do you remember it?
Mostly for performance, for increasing the resolution.
Foveated rendering.
For performance wise, but usually, as you mentioned, like, PlayStation has a higher capacity. So when you bring a Quest game to Sony, like, having an even more performance is not a big deal because you have to, besides the features, there's also visual improvements we have to bring, new particles, new things to feel like a PlayStation VR 2 game. And when it's a Quest title coming to PlayStation VR 2, you can use eye tracking for performance, but it's not that big deal.
Yeah, usually what we use the eye tracking is to double the resolution where the player is looking to.
Okay.
It's almost a double.
Well, that's cool, but, like, I want to use it for something fun. I want to, like, use it to aim, or I want to use it to, like, rip through, like, a puzzle, or
mechanics.
You know, some kind of unique game mechanic. So hit me up when you got that, because I want to come try it.
You know what I want to know?
So it's still in the wish list. Like, I don't remember a title.
Right. Thank you. See, that's my people. That's what I need.
So you guys have titles on PC. You have titles on Quest. You have titles on PSVR 2 and on Pico. So yeah. So if someone were to bring
like the whole Chinese family, like YVR, Aichi, Pico, Nolo.
Wow, so you've ported to all of the Asian headsets as well then?
Yeah, we have a good museum of the.
It's paying the bills, bro.
So if we gave you a game and said, what is your absolute favorite headset to port a game to, what would that be and why?
That's PSVR 2 would be the answer.
Quest 3 is amazing, but PSVR 2 has some praise.
Like for the players, it brings so many good stuff, like the enhanced haptics, visuals. So it's a console, but close to those PC VR experiences, the OG things. And I think that would be the.
Now we're gonna have it on the PC as well, right?
Yeah.
Man, I just love to hear that. I love to hear that you really enjoy porting to the PSVR 2, because there's just a lot of, you talk to devs and a lot of them don't have the best time doing so, especially if they've never brought a game to PSVR 2 before. A lot of those things are very hard to figure out, right?
Yes, we understand. Like it's hard. It's not the biggest market, and usually they are focused in the next title or improvements to the current game. So I think that having a third-party studio help you to deal with this. It's very flexible. So
let me say something. There is also troubles because, well, PSVR 2 owners are a little bit more demanding than Quest owners. They don't play Gorilla Tag. So if you launch your game like Galaxy Card with just 4 tracks, you might be hammered by the reviews. And that has happened.
Yeah, it sounds like you're speaking from experience.
I think I remember something like that happening. Which is interesting because now if you play that game, it's not even close to the same game as when it launched. Man, it is a killer title now.
Redemption story, bro. Redemption story. That's the way we understood like that's the way that you should go when you are working with PSVR 2. Like they are expecting something with not early access, bro. You need to do it a full title.
Yeah.
You need to bring it like Galaxy Card. Like we are so happy with all the people who gave us feedback about the game. Because of that, we were able to improve the game. Like we have been working for an entire year, just bringing more tracks, more features, improving frame rate, improving in resolution. And now we saw the results. Like you were talking about Brian. I love Brian. And man, he was clear with me. He said, my original review of giving 3 of 10 of Galaxy Card doesn't represent anymore. So I want to do a re-review of the game, and he gave us 8. I was,
wow.
Oh my God, now I'm in the heaven.
Dude, that's so good. Especially coming from him.
Yeah.
He is our hands down most popular episode of Between Realities we have ever done. We had Brian on and it got a ton of views. We had so many people in the chat. We made some shorts out of it and they got like 10,000 views on him. It's like he is the real deal. So I'm so happy to hear that.
And what you guys do with Galaxy Cards is absolutely phenomenal. I would recommend this game to anyone. Like I love Mario Kart.
Bye, ClassyGrandma. She's got to go.
See
Bye,
Classy. So like Mario Kart is probably, up there with one of my favorite games of all time. So many of them, not just one of the Mario Kart games. And to be able to play a game like this in VR is a dream for me. Like to this day, if I could port any game to VR that I've ever wanted, it would be probably Mario Kart 8. So being able to hop into Galaxy Kart is such a good time, and to get in there with my friends and throw stuff at them and blow them up and like take the lead at the last minute, man, this game is so good. So anyone out there that wants to try this game, I highly advise that you go and play this game, especially on PSVR 2.
I would tell Dan. Yeah, I think we can tell Dan already.
Let's go.
It's coming for Quest.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Coming officially for Quest.
Is this a Between Realities exclusive drop right here?
a surprise. No planning, but yeah, we are doing it, man. Yeah, we got confirmation and exclusive for you guys right now.
All right. You heard it here first, folks. Galaxy Kart is coming to the Quest platform. Give us a timeline. When can we expect it?
I would say less than a couple of months.
Wow.
Oh,
okay.
All right, cool.
Sweet. I mean, I was expecting like 6 months, so that's amazing news.
Yeah,
wow.
Thank you. It has been a long road for us, and I will say that probably gonna be not as beautiful as it is on PSVR 2.
Fair.
But it's gonna be awesome.
Fun.
Like,
as fun.
The same experience.
Cross-play multiplayer.
And with all the same maps, all the extras that you've added to the PSVR 2 version.
Yes, and we are planning updates to make it cross-play.
All right.
Awesome. Is there a progression system? Because if you could find, well, maybe not. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I like cross progression too. Like if you could find a way to pull off cross progression, but then most of the time it has to be account based to do that, and that's a pain in the ass. There's like friction to having account based like game.
Yeah.
But anything I've ever had cross progression in, I've always used multiple platforms to enjoy. Like I play Rocket League, and sometimes I'll play it on my PC. Sometimes I'll play it on my PlayStation. Like I'll play it wherever I feel like it, and I get my stuff everywhere I play it. So anyway, just throwing that out there, but I won't hold it against you. The fact that it's cross play is the most important aspect.
Yeah, that's our aim right now. No cross progression, but hey,
who knows?
At least right now on Galaxy Card, you can play any of the levels without the progression.
Oh, great!
Easy mode is available in all the tracks.
Great.
So we are not hindering the experience overall with the progression. It's just if you want to go for the higher and higher difficulties of the game.
I love it. Cool. Well, that works. So you guys you've got Galaxy Kart coming. You've got all these PlayStation VR 2 ports coming. You guys are just like porting VR games like crazy right now. You've got Sky Climb out there, growing a community. People are getting good at it, and people are playing it.
Launching on PSVR 2 really soon.
Launching on PSVR 2 soon with unique features custom to the PlayStation VR 2. And I mean, you got a 45-man team. That's really impressive. Congratulations on that growth over these last years. That's amazing. Is that enough people to like keep creating your own games?
It is. Well, we still have the lacking of funding, to be honest. We have, I would say, bigger plans for bigger projects. We have one game that's coming up, our own original IP that I think no one has heard about it, but we're gonna be talking more about in the next months, I would say. Just another quick pitch about the game. It's gonna be social, and it's gonna be strategic. And it's gonna be cute as hell. Yes, strategic and cute as hell. You have no idea.
Okay.
You're gonna
strategic and cute.
You're gonna feel, you're gonna feel yourself as the cutest thing in the world.
Oh my God, that's gonna be hard to do because I mean, look at me.
So
like,
Alex is the star of the game.
Yeah, like I already kind of am that. So how?
It's an Alex game. Everybody gets to be Alex.
Oh my God, that's so good. Wow, man, so exciting. You guys are killing it.
And I'm gonna drop another one.
Let's go.
That I can't talk too much about it, but probably in the next month you're gonna hear about a co-dev that we are doing with a studio about a very unique game.
Okay.
I will hit you guys when I can talk more about it. But yeah, we are doing tons of stuff, man.
You're doing stuff, and it's all VR. It's just 100% virtual reality, baby.
Beautiful.
All VR.
I love it. I love it, man. That's you guys are very, very talented at what you do. It takes a lot of work, a lot of practice, and a lot of like really understanding the ins and outs of different platforms to like really be able to take these games and make them hit like the required frame rate, but still keep up the resolution and the high quality textures. And it's like a special kind of breed. It's like an unsung hero story, right? Where you got people like you guys out there bringing these games out, and a lot of times the studio that made the game gets all of the credit, right? Where you guys have really like taken these and brought amazing ports and like that perform so well. So we thank you. I thank you because I've spent so many hours in the games that you guys have worked on.
Thanks, man. But we really share that with the original creators all the time.
Oh, yeah.
They are the heroes because we know how hard it's to create an IP, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
100%.
God, yeah. Porting is hard, but creating something unique as they have been doing.
Yep. But these
like,
two relationships need,
a back office video of each one of the greatest VR games, because nobody knows how many crunching hours, how many problems, stupid problems we had, like stupid problems. Like, okay, the multiplayer is not working right now. Why? Oh, because I made some improvements in the performance, and now the game is loading faster and it's breaking the multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
Totally unrelated. It has happened so many times. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these two things have to exist together for titles to become successful and to bring the player base in. If you have the best title and the best IP in the world, but it performs terribly and people get sick when they're in it or whatever the case, then it can't be successful. And if you have this really good, well-running game, but the IP stinks and the mechanics are garbage, it's not going to work either. So, it has to work together, and you guys are killing it.
Yeah.
So good job.
All right, so let me ask you guys a hypothetical. Let's say, when we get off this call, you guys both get the day off, but you have to go home and play a VR game that's made by somebody else. What is the game that you would take that opportunity to play?
Right now, I think Mannequin is such a great game.
Mannequin.
I think I would play Mannequin.
Yeah.
Rafa?
I think I would play Saints and Sinners.
Two great games.
While we don't have Behemoth, Saints and Sinners has the best step.
That's true.
Nice. I want to hear from chat too. Chat, what if you could just like fire up any VR game right now, whether or not you own it, and you had the day off and you just had like 2 hours just to play some VR, and you could pick anything, what would it be? I just want to know what's at the top of everybody's mind. What's your answer, Skiva? Right now, you get to go play VR. What game is it?
Oh my God! I don't even know.
There's so many good titles.
There's so many good games. It's funny. I don't want to like say such a cliche answer, but there's this dude on YouTube that has been playing Half-Life Alyx he is such a huge Half-Life fan. He's never played VR before, and he's gone in and he's experiencing Alyx the first time. And watching him play this game has just brought me so much joy, and it's made me want to go back and play that game again. So that's one of them.
One of them.
That's one of the.
I didn't say.
Well, but there's so many games I can't count.
No.
All right, fine. I'm gonna go with Half-Life.
Half-Life Alyx.
Yep.
You guys mentioned Knock earlier. I love Knock. If I knew I could get a match right now and I could get a teammate, Knock would be it. I love that game. It is so much fun. And you know what's interesting? The community of Knock, which like I avoid, but the community of Knock is hilarious. Like anytime I've ever been there, like I am cracking up. You can hear your opponents in Knock. That's one of the unique things about it. Like when you play Rocket League, you cannot hear your opponents because I can only imagine what that community would sound like. But Knock, like you can hear them and like you're scoring on them and you hear their reaction. They're like, and I have like lost games because I'm laughing too hard at my opponents. Like the stuff that they're saying is just so funny. So anyway, I've had really good memories in Knock, and that's probably what I would pick.
Man, we got some great answers coming in here in chat. We got Resident Evil 4 and Legendary Tales.
Yeah,
and
Dylan Lawrence says RE4. Yep. Looper the Underground Game Cat says Legendary Tales. Warmark would be playing some 11 table tennis, which is such a good one.
So good, man.
That is
so good.
If you ever want somebody to accidentally fall through a non-existent table, put them in 11 table tennis. At some point, you're gonna go for it.
You're gonna lean on that table that doesn't exist.
Beat Saberita said she's gonna be playing Riven soon.
Nice.
I've never played the OG Riven, so I feel like this would be a perfect.
Yeah, I just installed it actually.
Chrome Colossus is literally creating in dreams as we listen.
Oh man, that's so rad.
That is rad.
I didn't even think the Dreams VR servers were still up. No. I thought they took them down. That's great.
I guess
what a cool platform that
Amelia Faust has been living in Hellsweeper, but she would choose Walkabout Mini Golf for the day because you got to mix it up a little bit.
Nice.
Silver Nexus is going to play Synapse, which that's what I'm talking about when I talk about unique features and mechanics being used, like glancing at something and picking it up like a superhero.
Oh, Synapse.
One
of the best VR games of all time.
Dr. Oculus is playing Laser Dance. I would love to watch that. Will you please film it? And Bad Robo is going to play the new Astrobot on PSVR 2. Well, that's great.
What?
Well, I'll join you in Fantasyland and play that with you also.
Guys, I just want to say sorry, but it looks like one of the stages close to us are starting to do a lot of noise, so sorry if it interrupts us. But
that's cool. We're going to wrap this up in a minute.
Crazy right now.
We're going to wrap this up in a minute. Paradise Decay, during our episode right now, has hit 25,000 subscribers on YouTube.
PD!
Bro, PD. We look up to you and we love you a lot. Thank you for being here. Congratulations on 25,000 subscribers. Paradise Decay uploads videos every damn day. Every day.
Amazing.
Every day uploading VR gameplay content. He is a true OG, an absolute staple of the VR community, and we are all very lucky to have him.
We love you, PD.
Congratulations, dude.
Great job.
Looper, the Underground Game Plat, talking about Talos Principle as well. Ryan B. also talking about Synapse or maybe the Light Brigade.
Oh, nice.
Which I have never played.
I haven't played Light Brigade either, but Synapse all day long, man.
Yeah,
I was in Synapse like last week.
Oh, you were in?
Yes. I go back to that regularly. Like that'll be like a palate cleanser kind of for me. I'll be playing on the PSVR 2. I'll do one run of Synapse and then I'll get into another game and then sometimes end with Synapse. It's so
Dylan
good.
dropping the hot take saying they're playing Resident Evil 4 VR for PlayStation VR 2 for the first time and they would still choose the Quest version over it because it's more engaging. That's interesting.
What? Wait, what?
RE4 on the Quest. They're saying it's better on the Quest as an experience than on the PlayStation.
I mean, look, I played all the way through that game 1.5 times on the Quest. But for me, the remake of RE4 on the PSVR 2 is hands down one of the best VR experiences I've ever had. Oh my God, it was so good.
All right.
Wow.
So listen, we could do this all day.
Yeah,
we're not
for
going
real.
to. All right. I want to hear from Rafael one more time. Rafael, before we get rid of you, just give us some closing thoughts about the work that you guys are doing with VRMonkey or about the VR industry or community as a whole. Just like give me something good that we can leave you with.
Guys, I think we are so glad to collaborate to the community, like bringing titles for cross platforms from PC to Quest to PlayStation VR 2 to Pico to all devices possible, because all players, they deserve the best experiences in the games, and that's something that we are devoted for. And also, there's a joy to have our own IP in the market and then be able to talk to the players and understand what they dream of the game and be able to bring that to them. Like, it doesn't matter if it's just one person. Like, I'm happy to make that guy fulfill his dream. So we are really thoughtful about what we hear from the community, and we care about all the players' comments. So I want to thank our player base and our clients for being with us. And not sure if you want to have some words.
Oh, please.
Pedro.
Yeah. Please, Pedro. By the way, that was beautiful. That I almost got emotional when you said that.
Man, first of all, you guys are great. Like that's one of the reasons why VR community is so good, because like I remember the first time I met Skiba, like we can feel a connection, like the people just want to, spread the love of VR. Because we see someone who never tried VR and say, man, you need to try this out. It's amazing. You're going to blow your mind. And it blows everyone's mind. I think that's the common of every VR lover. Like, not that flat screen games are not good, but VR is another depth. And I love VR. I love VR. I love to work with these guys. I love to, be able to bring crazy things to life. Like, I just want to bring more and more joy. with the VR games that we are doing, we are porting, we are assisting. You guys have no idea how many other developers we talk behind the curtains just to support them. And I remember there is this Brazilian guy who's doing a kind of roguelike VR game. He came to me, hey man, I want to pay for consultants because I want to know what kind of game. I said, hey man, you want to talk about 1 hour regarding VR? You don't need to pay me for that. I do that because I love that.
Yeah.
I started to give him a lot of recommendations and talking about Light Brigade, talking about the games that we have right now that are, the industry standard, like what people want. I love to hear more about what people want for VR and to deliver that. That's it.
Dude, you guys are legitimately inspiring. Like, your passion is palpable. Like, we can tell how much you love this stuff, and it's clear in the work that you guys do. I love how open and connected you are to the community, and if this is your first time hearing from VRMonkey, check out the links in the description below, join their Discord, and tell them the thing to put into their game, because sounds like they'll do it. So if you want something in one of their games, go tell them and join the community and be a part of it, because we really are all contributing this together. Developers, content creators, and players all play an equally important role, and well, maybe not equally. Developers are... We need developers. Make the games. But when you guys make the games, we're here to support it as much as we can, and the players are here to hopefully enjoy it as much as they can. Please don't stop doing what you're doing. It's clear that you are on the right path. I can see it unfolding. I think you guys can too. So let's keep the intention positive and keep the passion there, and don't stop. And we'll see you guys, I don't know, accepting your own awards relatively soon.
Will you guys be at Gamescom in Germany?
I don't think so, but I think we're gonna be at Tokyo Game Show again.
Okay.
Rafael, you were gonna mention something?
Do you want to?
No, I was saying it's gonna be in half an hour or price. So send us.
Oh yes, dude. Yes, the vibes are coming. We better be the first ones to hear about it. You send a picture of Skiva to Skiva if you guys get it, even if you don't, just so we can be there to continue to support you.
Victory.
Yes, that would be really, really cool. All right, guys, I think it's time to kick you off the ship, but this has been really, really fun. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for everything you're doing in the VR space, and don't be strangers. We'll see you at an event relatively soon, I think.
See you guys soon.
Cool. All right, everybody, say goodbye to the homies from VRMonkey. Bye. Pedro, Rafael. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
There they go.
And they're gone, just like that.
There they go.
Man, what would we do if we didn't have VR developers to make games for us?
Man, life just would not be nearly as cool.
What would we be doing right now?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Be hanging out doing nothing.
Not this. I wouldn't know.
Nope.
You know, there would be no Augie. There'd be no Between Realities.
There would not. And I have the wrong guest for next week up on the monitor here.
Oh, that's too bad.
I know. So we were gonna have Nima on next week.
Well,
but we're not.
Now we're not having Nima. Well,
who are we having next week? Let me see.
I'll let you figure that out while I thank our friends in chat for joining us today. Red/Ace, Beat Saber Rita, Duggars K, and Chrome Colossus, who's doing stuff in Dreams. Again, that's really cool. Silver Nexus, Bad Robo, also in Dreams. That's amazing.
Wow, cool.
Wow.
Heck yeah.
Man, Dreams is still alive, I guess. Dylan Lawrence, of course, and Paradise Decay with his 25,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's amazing. MickeyBerr, Mind Jive, Dylan Lawrence, Warmark, and Ryan B, Hussein X, of course. Always seeing him everywhere. Dr. Oculus, Substatica slid in here. Getting things done, of course. Get him to the metaverse. J Dunn and Joy Rain. ClassyGrandma with all the super chats earlier. Gamer Vertigo Blue. Yeah, that's the first time I've seen Gamer Vertigo Blue. Thanks for being here. Jimbe D, Cat Allergic, Game Cat. Man, the Game Cat names are so creative.
I love it.
Creeper Betty even dropped a $5 super chat out.
Oh, nice.
And she said, happy Friday, VR fam. Love you guys. High energy show. Woohoo. Brazil is crazy when it comes to sending anything over. It's so sad. Even Oreos. Sounds like Creeper Betty sent some Oreos to Brazil at one point and paid for it. Brandon VR was here, and MickeyBerr dropping keys in the chat. Like, dude, could our community be any better? I want to know.
It's the best.
It is.
Hands down. It's not even close, man. Like the VR community in general, there is no other community in the whole world that's even half as cool.
For real. It's true.
It's nutty.
Wes. Virtual strangers.
Heck yeah, what's up, Wes?
I love you. Anti-cleric. That's Blair. We love you very much, man. At least I do.
I do too.
I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You're awesome, man. And it really was great to see you at AWE.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. There was a question. Oh, Anti-Cleric. Why no Nima? We had him scheduled, and he's going to be in Japan.
Yes.
He's doing some cool stuff for I think it's like a hackathon or something like that. I forget what he said, but he is in Japan, so we're not going to have
other
him.
side of the world, so he'd have to be up in the middle of the night to be here.
But as you can see, the name on the board now says Dan Blair, which should also be a name that you would recognize, I think. Anti-Cleric. Dan Blair is the founder of Bitspace Development Studios. He does a lot of VR development for the enterprise sector, so making VR experiences to train like construction workers or railroad workers or like anything that's like dangerous or expensive to train. That's the kind of stuff that he does.
Yes, and he's also a part of the Virtual World Society, which is all about ethics in VR and ethical use practices in VR, which is close to my heart. So I think this is going to be great.
And he's just a super chill, awesome dude.
He really is.
Like, I've loved every opportunity I've ever had to hang out with him. We were, I'll save it for next week, but we had a whole Korean barbecue experience at AWE this year, and it was a blast. So we'll see Dan Blair next Friday. I'm gonna take this Augie home. I think.
Do it.
Let it sit on my desk for a week.
Absolutely, man.
You know, like shine it up a little bit. Maybe I'll like go. What are they like? The Stanley Cup winners always like do crazy shit with the Stanley Cup. They like throw it in the ocean or like fill it with beer and drink out of it or eat
Don't throw it in the ocean.
Well, I'm not going to. But I don't know. Maybe I'll turn it into a pipe or something.
Yeah, I want to make a Gaussian splat out of it and put it in VR.
That sounds like fun.
I totally meant to do that this week, and it just didn't happen. So crazy times.
Well, whatever. That's okay. You're busy. I'm busy. We're all busy.
Yep.
And things aren't slowing down. There's a lot happening over here in the Between Realities space that we'll share more about, I guess, moving up here coming soon. But I don't know.
I think that's it.
That's it. Well, that was a lot of fun. Happy Friday, everybody. Links in the description below for VRMonkey and Between Realities. Join our Discord. Please, ClassyGrandma needs somebody to hang out with in there. So join our Discord and be a part of our community. Have a great weekend. And we will see you next week with Dan Blair from Bitspace Development Studios. Bye.
Bye-bye.